Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Lean Warrior Lifestyle. And if you've been following me on my Instagram, you would have realized that I'm doing something called 12 weeks flexible eating. And what this is that I've got a project which is to lose 70 pounds in the next 11 months, and that is a personal project for mine. But what I'm doing is I wanted to break it down into smaller chunks for myself, because 70 pounds, losing 70 pounds is quite a lot. It's quite overwhelming. So what I've done is I've broken it down, and I've done it in 10 phases, so £7 per phase. But also I like myself setting small goals as well. So this is my first one. It is 12 weeks flexible eating. Now, flexible eating, I'll go into it in a little bit, but I'll just while I get to the calories and nutrition part. But these are my goals for the next 12 weeks. And what I didn't want to do is set any expectations in terms of losing a certain amount of weight. In the past, what I've done is I've said that I wanted to lose a stone, or let's say half a stone, and I've never really got there because I'm not focusing on the actual goals itself. So I'm just going to go through this with you. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to try to go to the gym 3 times a week, mostly full body workouts. Just bodyweight exercises, squats and push-ups and press-ups and stuff like that. Just utilizing compound movements to burn as much fat as I can, and maybe a bit of HIIT cardio as well. That's high intensity interval cardio. For my nutrition, my coach Ollie Carson has set me at 2,800 calories. So the way that it works out is that is what, if I eat that amount in a day, then I will be losing weight, because I'll be eating under the maintenance calories that I need. So for instance, the rest of the calories, my body needs it from somewhere, so it'll go into my fat stores. And we worked out my macros as well. So long as I can hit that nutrition wise, I should be okay. And the thing with flexible eating is that you don't have to worry too much about kind of following a meal plan, as long as your calories are under the maintenance. So for instance, my deficit, I'm creating a deficit, so that is the energy, so the body needs that energy from somewhere, so I'll get it from my fat stores. And also it's a combination of food, so at least I'm hitting certain macros, certain protein, carbs and fats. Then that should, by science, if we're going by following science now, should really should be able to lose the fat there. Sleep is another big one. I'm going to aim for 7 to 8 hours per night. I've always struggled with sleep. I'm an insomniac, so that's one thing that I'm going to really focus on, because with my sleep I do struggle. It's finding it difficult to struggle with sleeping. And with walking, I'm going to look around about getting around about 70,000 steps on average per week. I've not gone for 10,000 steps because, as again, it's a goal whereby if I don't get it one day, I'm going to feel really bad. So I think on my days off, I'll be trying to up my game as well. So that's kind of my breakdown for the next 12 weeks. Also, as I was mentioning, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to also be taking measurements as well. I think that's a good way to progress. And also I'm going to be monitoring by taking progress pictures. At the moment, I'm a little bit too shy to actually put them online, but they'll just be for my own personal, private, just to see how far I'm getting with the progress. Yeah, I mean, 12 weeks doesn't sound that long. It's short enough in my mind for me to make progress, but also long enough to hopefully see some results. This is something that I've been doing for a couple of months now, flexible eating, and I found that it really helps. For me, I'm coming into this from a history of binge eating, and for me, it's always been restriction. Following certain meal plans has always given me pressure, and for me to know that I can eat wherever I want, as long as it fits within my calories and macros, it's a great relief for me. Because if you were to give me a meal plan and say I couldn't eat a Snickers bar, then all I would be thinking about is trying to eat that Snickers bar. So that's why I really do find flexible eating quite a lifesaver for me, and why I love it so much is because, as long as I'm under the calories for that, it will work out eventually. And well, I could maybe explain a little bit more here. So here we go. I've just done a little quick diagram here. So that's me there, in a stick figure. So what that means is that if I'm eating 2,800 calories, and a certain amount of that is grams is proteins, fats and carbs. I've got it down on my FitnessPal somewhere. I think it's around about 200 grams protein, about 70 to 80 grams fat, and I think the rest is carbs. So if that has been, that is what I'm trying to aim at. If I'm under that, then my body is in a negative balance. So the way that it works out is on the law of thermodynamics. As in with anything, let's say you're driving a car, your car needs fuel to get to where it need to actually operate. So the way that is here is that I'm putting 2,800 calories of fuel inside my body, and the reason why we why we put on weight over time is that we are overeating sometimes, and that with the lack of exercise and all the other stuff, is a positive energy balance, so that converts into fat. So if I'm eating under that, then I'm in a negative energy balance. So my body needs to get that from somewhere, and I think it works out around about 3,500 calories is 1 pound of fat. So over the week, I'll be in a deficit of around about 500 calories per day, and over at the end of the week, that I'm looking to lose around about a pound of fat. Because I'm quite a big guy at the moment, it might be losing maybe 1 to 2, maybe 2 pounds, but that's fine. But that's what I'm going to aim for, around about 1 to 2 pounds a week for my body fat. That's kind of like a little breakdown. What I'm going to hopefully go through the next 12 weeks is trying to really talk more about this. The whole introduction to if it fits your macros, I think is normally known as IFYM. I first came across it on YouTube, where I saw a lot of bodybuilders trying to use this technique, and I thought to myself is that these bodybuilders were coming up with this as a form of cheats, kind of cheating mechanism, whereby they could eat Pop-Tarts or stuff like that and get away with it and still get shredded. But what I realised over time is that it's actually something that anyone can really do. Massive shout out to Richie Howie from Team RH. He was kind of the first person that really got me onto the flexible eating. So, I just want to say thank you to Richie. Take this moment and say that. And just going forward, I want to kind of incorporate everything that I've learned, put it all together, and I'll be sharing with you guys what I learned over the 12 weeks. We're going to be talking a lot of stuff about, where I want to go with my goals, talking about stuff as I'm going through it. So what my hope is that this 12-week journey is someone who's watching this, who's also maybe starting the weight loss journey, they can look back at my 12 weeks and say, and have something that they can, view and look at how I was feeling on a certain day, and that maybe might be applicable to them, because I don't think there's a lot of people out there who show you that, especially from the beginning. And I want this to be a resource for people, not only for myself to stay accountable to myself, but also a resource for people out there as well. So I hope that's made a little bit of sense. I'll be, if any questions, guys, leave them down in the comments below. And I hope, to motivate and stuff like that. So all the best to you guys. Take care.